What a week it's been. We're only 8 days into 2021 and already Bitcoin has crossed $40,000. If you're watching this now, you're probably old enough to remember when everyone in crypto was waiting for Bitcoin to break $20,000. That seems like years ago. And here we are now at 40,000 like it's no big deal. For the first time in history, the total market cap has exceeded $1 trillion. Helping to drive that valuation is not only Bitcoin, but Stellar, which went up 100% in 24 hours. Thinking longer term, Ethereum is likely to be the real winner now that the American regulators have given banks permission to use stablecoins. It's some of the best regulatory news we've gotten since the CFTC ruled that Bitcoin is a commodity. So it's a bullish week and we're ready to get you all caught up with everything important that's been happening in the cryptoverse on this week's Exodus Crypto News. We can contextualize the size of the current crypto market in a couple of different ways. First up, the market cap for the entire cryptocurrency asset class has exceeded $1 trillion. That's never happened before, so this is a pretty big deal. Attaining a $1 trillion market cap marks the point where crypto becomes a serious asset that can't be ignored. Another way to look at the gains is to frame them in terms of how much money has made its way into crypto. You might be surprised to learn that somewhere between 1 and 2% of all the world's money is now being stored in crypto. What this really shows is how much faith people have in cryptocurrency, or perhaps how little faith they have in other currencies. Either way, it took about 11 years to get to this level. Getting to over 2% of the world's wealth into crypto, well, that could happen sometime in the next 12 months. Next up, we'll look at how Bitcoin compares to some of the world's largest currencies. Today's Bitcoin is kind of a big deal. At its current market cap, which is currently around $760 billion, BTC is now the 5th largest currency in the world. The dollar, the euro, the Japanese yen, and the Chinese yuan, well, that's it. Those are the only currencies in the world that are still bigger than Bitcoin. Looking behind us, BTC has overtaken more than 170 other fiat currencies from around the world. When we compare Bitcoin to fiat currencies, what we're looking at is the M0 money supply. M0 is a fiscal measurement tool which counts the value of all the banknotes, coins, and money substitutes that exist for a certain currency. The largest currency is, of course, the dollar, with an M0 money supply of just under 2 trillion. Next up is the euro, with a market cap of 1.4 trillion. Then comes the Chinese yuan with a 1.25 trillion, and finally the yen with a market cap of $1.1 trillion. These are the world's major currencies, and it's not hard to imagine the day when Bitcoin flips all of them. 18.6 million Bitcoin have been mined so far, which means that for Bitcoin to achieve a $2 trillion market cap, the price of each coin would have to be just over $100,000. Given the speed that this bull market is moving, a $100,000 Bitcoin hardly sounds like it's out of the question. In fact, most Bitcoiners are probably betting on when BTC hits $100,000, not if it does. When do you think BTC will hit 100,000? Next month? Or not until 2022? Let us know in the comments below. The price of Stellar Lumens, the ticker symbol XLM, has doubled in over 24 hours this last week. Of course, some of those gains have been given back, but XLM is still up 144% from where it was trading on January 1st. Not too shabby. It's often hard to know the exact reason that a cryptocurrency is either pumping or dumping, but in this case, we think it's probably a safe bet that money is coming out of XRP and going into XLM. In case you missed it, the SEC has launched a $1.3 billion lawsuit against Ripple, the company behind the cryptocurrency XRP. Given that the point of XRP was always that it would be used by banks and other regulated financial institutions, an SEC lawsuit is really bad for the coin. A lot of exchanges have already announced that they'll be delisting XRP, and some crypto funds have also said they'll sell their XRP investments. Against this backdrop, it makes sense that XRP investors are looking to get out of the the project and put their money to work somewhere else. As it creeps back up the crypto charts, XLM may be an asset that's worth keeping an eye on. If you'd like to see how these two assets stack up against each other, click the link right here to learn more. Although crypto knights tend to think of anything having to do with regulators as being negative, that isn't necessarily always the case. In fact, it's definitely not the case this week, as the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the OCC, has just released guidance that makes it legal for US banks to use stablecoins and to run crypto nodes. Because of this ruling, banks now have permission to integrate with public blockchains and offer services that are based off of those blockchains. For example, and this is huge for every banked person in the US, banks could make transfers using USDC instead of the outdated ACH or wire transfer standard. The OCC regulation is one of those things that sounds like it's not a big deal. However, once you think about the implications of banks using stablecoins, it's not hard to be bullish for crypto. If banks are making payments using Ethereum-powered stablecoins, they're basically becoming part of the crypto ecosystem. Now, this is a bridge between the world of traditional finance and crypto finance, a merger that benefits everyone involved. Banks have access to better financial services, and more on-chain usage means more demand for ETH and all of the other DeFi services out there. Now, banks aren't the only answer if we think of all the billions of people who are unbanked in the world. Bitcoin has a solution for that. But this OCC announcement is very big news. The entire crypto market remains hot. Bitcoin is pumping hard, Ethereum is starting to catch up, and it seems like every couple of days we hear about some new institution or hedge fund that's getting involved with crypto. In fact, we've gone so far that even if we get a big 40% correction that some people have been calling for, it would only bring us down to about $23,000. Now, that's a number that anyone would have been thrilled to see just a few short months ago. So here's to 2021, the year of crypto, the year of blockchain, and the year of a much needed technological and monetary revolution. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos every week about your favorite subject. And until next time, hold on.